Well, I was supposed to be picking up a trailer here, but I think I'm in the wrong spot. This is where the GPS took me, so probably gonna have to do some figuring out here in a minute, because this ain't it, let me tell you. Not a trailer in sight. Dude, I'm like an hour away from the shop too, so not much service out here. Dude, it's kind of peaceful. Kind of peaceful on a crispy October afternoon. Dude, while we're here, might as well snap a pic of the old F1. A beauty out here, no place for the flops. Had to catch a view of the F-150 looking nice and shiny. All right, back in the truck. I'll cruise around looking for spot 2. Unless one of these cows want to come say what's up. No interest. All right. Barely touched something with my toe down there. It's on fire. Whatever, back in the truck. Broski just sent me another address, and it's 22 minutes away from that address. So he said he didn't feel comfortable sending the real address until he knew I was legit. But it's not even a close address. It's not even like the gas station up the street or whatever. It's 22 minutes away, brother. Dude, just on the side of the street in the middle of nowhere, boat hanging out. I feel like this is kind of like the same situation I'm in right now. Some homie needed a trailer, and somebody on Marketplace is probably selling something like this, like just some free boat with a sweet trailer underneath, or at least a usable trailer. And they were like, all right, oh yeah, dude, I'll for sure take the boat to the dump and then just use the trailer. Not a chance, dude. I mean, honestly, there's some good plumbing down here, actually. Dude, I feel like such a scavenger right now. That plumbing's not bad, but it's cheap anyway, so whatever. Seats seen better days. Dude. The old Galaxy, side of the road. If you're looking for a Galaxy to rebuild, you know, she's out here. But yeah, I feel like that's exactly what happened. They just dumped it off to the side, and they're just using the trailer. Might have to take some notes. Oh, there we go. There we go. Dude like pulled up on me, told me to drive down to this next entrance and then I can come to the back or something. Bro might be the sketchiest cat I've probably ever done a deal with. Very, very, very weird. He said I could just drive down here. Oh man. Boys, do I have a story for you? Oh man, oh man, oh man. Dude, get me out of here. Well, dude, let me... That'll get the blood pumping, son. Dude, let me tell you about the story about how I almost just got robbed in broad daylight, dude. I'm so fired up. I'm so fired up, dude. I'm so fired up. I'm so fired up, dude. Dude, you guys are probably about to see me how you've probably never seen me before, dude. I'm mad and I'm fired up. I want to go back with the cavalry. Dude, give me a second. I just need to have a breather. I'm gonna take a breather, call my wife or something, and then I'll talk to you guys. There's no sense in chatting it up this angry. I'm gonna say something stupid or... Dude, honestly, just take a moment and just thank God for a second. Just thank God, dude, because nobody was there. Like, none of y'all were there to, like, experience what just went down. So you'll only ever know the story about what just went down, but it's just one of those moments, man. Just take a second and thank God that we're still here. And that I still get to go home to my wife and my baby. Ooh, dude, I'm mad, dude. I'm mad. I'm mad enough to go back, is what I'm saying. I'm mad enough to go back. And I need to not. Ooh, dude, I'm mad, bro. Fuck. Dude, like, do I call the police? What do I do? Oh, man, dude, I'm so fired up, man. Dude, dude, honestly, I don't think there's any point in calling the police, because I feel like the police are gonna pull up to that place and just be like, dude, obviously, dude. Like, dude, I'm not mad at anybody but myself right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I preach and preach and preach and preach and preach to not be dumb on Facebook Marketplace, dude. I preach all the time. Like, this obviously was the dumbest thing I've ever personally done on Facebook Marketplace. Going into those gates was the dumbest thing I've ever done. It might just be the dumbest thing I've ever done. Not just on Facebook Marketplace. Like, I literally cannot cool down. Dude, I'm going to blast this address everywhere, dude. I'm going to blast it on used boat sales. I'm going to blast it on whatever. Dude, I don't know. I'm going to blast the dudes. Dude, I don't know. I don't think this is something that the cops are even going to care about. Because they're going to be like, dude, obviously. They're probably not even going to pull up onto the property because of all the signs and everything. They probably deal with them all the time. So dumb, dude. I'm still like so fired up about it that the best thing I can do right now is just to put my phone down and just drive for a little bit until I'm going back to the shop right now. Not gonna get a trailer today, probably. It is what it is. That's the least of my concerns. Give me a second. Dude, see the bag? The bag's not there to get good at fighting or anything. The bag is there just to get anger out, because there's no point in being good at fighting anymore, because nobody fights anymore. Everybody wants to stab you or shoot you or whatever. Nobody fights anymore. So that's just there for me to get my anger out these days when stuff like this happens. Dude, let me, I don't know, set up a tripod maybe, and then just talk about what happened. I'm still fired up about it, dude. Okay, this is the project Skiff. The Skiff is fantastic. I have no complaints about the Skiff, but the trailer has seen better days. Trailer snapped in half the other day at the boat ramp. Clearly really rusty, whatever. So, I mean, it was bound to happen sooner or later. Like I said in the last video of the Skiff, I'm glad it happened to me and not somebody else. But this is the trailer that I was gonna replace. I was gonna go get this new trailer, come back here, get this boat off the trailer somehow, scavenge this particular trailer for whatever. The winch is good, the wheels are good. So, I mean, but this is the trailer that snapped. I got it home the other day just by, I literally jacked it up and kind of straightened it out and then just drove it back home. Back roads going like 8 miles an hour all the way here. Every once in a while it scraped the ground, but we made it here nonetheless. But I just wanted to show you why I was looking for a trailer. And it's a project skiff. I don't have much money in it, so I was looking for a quote unquote cheaper trailer, I guess. That's what got me into this mess, man. But I bought a lot of cheap trailers before. I bought a lot of cheap anything on Facebook Marketplace, and sometimes I almost feel like it's gonna get risky, but it never really tips that way. But today, man, today, like I said, I can't be mad at anybody but myself. I'm the one who made all the mistakes here. I walked right into it like a dummy. But I will ask you through the course of this story and explanation of everything, just don't kick me while I'm down, man. I understand that this was dumb, dude. I understand. So I'm just gonna say that, and I guess let's get into it. This is gonna sound cringy, but it's literally just a message for the dude that just tried to rob me. And it's gonna sound cringy, I don't even care. But so if you're not the guy that just tried to rob me, don't even listen to this. It's not a message for you. This is directly towards the clown that just tried to get one off on me over in the sticks somewhere. Dude, this is a message for you. If somehow you figure out a way to get here where I'm at right now, which I completely recommend you do not. I really recommend you don't try to find this location that I'm at right now, because if I see your stupid, ugly face again, your stupid crackhead crank face again in this general area, AR-10s, 308s are gonna be blowing through the walls, everything, trucks, walls, everything on the way to your stupid face. Dude, if I ever see you again, it's gonna be crazy, and I don't care. It's gonna be World War III. That's it. That's the only time I'm gonna say that. And yeah, let's get onto it. Get into it. Whatever. I'm only so hot about this because this random crackhead could have potentially taken me away from my wife and my babies today. Dude, it doesn't fly with me. Papa Bear is really angry right now. I'm really angry at myself, but only this one crank face to blame. So, I mean, dude, I don't know. I'm going to be angry for the most of today. I'm going to be all over the place, and it is what it is. But I had to get that disclaimer out there. Let me tell you, I guess, the story. Because it's crazy, and it needs to be out there, and this dude's face or address needs to be blown all over the place. Dude, anyway, so this morning I'm cruising Facebook Marketplace, and I'm looking for a trailer to replace this trailer on the project skiff because it's cracked in half. And this is really the only trailer that popped up that would fit this size. It looked like it was probably for something like a 16 to 18 foot boat. This boat is 16 feet, so it was perfect. It's exactly what I needed. I looked elsewhere, but I couldn't really find anything. Everything else was pretty much for bay boats on Marketplace right now. There were some jet ski trailers, which I was considering trying to make it work, but I think a jet ski trailer might be a little too skinny. This boat is pretty wide. Regardless, I was like, all right, this is the only one. I shot him a message, hey, what's the address? I have cash today. And he sends me a address, not the address, as you saw earlier in the video. He sends me a address. And I say, okay, let me get some things together, and then I'll head your way. He says, okay, I'll be here all day. Whatever, I hop in the truck, and I start to head to that first location. I get there, and it was obviously not the correct location. It was the countryside somewhere, like a farm. So, whatever. I hop back in the truck. I say, dude, I'm at the location. This is obviously not the location. That's when I should have just turned around and came home. Dude, I mean, if you look at this guy's Facebook page or anything, obviously you'll know. You'll know right off the bat, like, oh, I mean, this all makes sense. All of it makes perfect sense. It's so dumb, man. I'm dumb for this. But regardless, he sends me another address. And he says he just wanted to make sure I was serious, whatever. But it was 22 minutes away. And I'm like angry about it. Honestly, I'm angry about it. But I'm like, all right, let's just keep going because I need a trailer. Let me turn off this fan. Squeaking up there. I'm gonna have to get some silicone up there, quiet it up. Whatever. So I cruised to the second location, and I can't even lie to you. I can't explain it. I just keep texting my wife. Something just feels weird. I wasn't necessarily saying that this particular Facebook Marketplace deal felt weird or whatever. I just kept saying something feels weird. Something feels weird in the air. And she just kept saying, this is weird. Like, this is not okay. But I just kept going with it. Dude, trust your gut. Trust your gut, especially with this Facebook Marketplace stuff. Trust your gut. I should have just not asked any questions. I should have just turned around and went home, looked for a trailer another day. But man, I kept going. I get to the second location, and obviously I filmed that part. When I pulled up, I was just like, oh, dude. Every sense in my body was just like, don't even go through this gate. But I sat there and I was texting the guy, and I was like, hey, I'm at the gate. Like, am I at the right place? One thing led to another. He like walks up behind me to the left. I saw him in the rear view, but he walks up to the truck, and he's like looking around, like, and he's like, go to the other gate, and then you just drive through the gate and drive back pretty far. You'll see the trailer. And I was like, okay. When I backed up from that spot and I started to go towards the other entrance, everything in my blood was telling me, just don't do it. Just don't go. Dude, I have stories. I've told stories on this channel before about bad things that happen on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know why. I just blew caution to the wind and just kept going for it. It wasn't this like arrogant feeling. It wasn't like this invincible feeling of like, oh, nobody's gonna do this to me. None of those feelings were like the reason I kept going. I just kind of was like, I need a trailer. And I don't know. I do not know why I kept going. I don't know. So keep in mind, I'm looking for a pretty much like a 16 to 18 foot trailer. Just a skiff trailer, nothing crazy about it. Very easily, I could point it out very easily if I saw it. And I was driving through that gate, and I was driving down that dirt road. To the left, there was that weird covered trailer thing. There was just a bunch of weird stuff, man. And I don't see the trailer, man. I don't see the trailer. And this is when I stopped filming and I actually pulled up 911 on my phone. My microphone was ready to record. It was actually on my shirt, like right here, like how it usually is when I go and look at stuff on Facebook Marketplace. And I think that maybe helped me out a little bit, maybe saved me. So obviously, like, the hairs on the back of my neck were standing up when I didn't see a trailer. Okay. Dude, I'm like getting fired up thinking about it right now. Because the gate that I went through, you saw it. It was very skinny, a very skinny gate to get through. And I was just thinking, like, dude, hopefully nobody back there closed the gate. Whatever, I'll put this thing in reverse and floor it and bust that gate open if I have to. But regardless, I don't see the trailer, but I also don't see the guy. So I actually am like creeping through, and I have 911 pulled up on my phone. And finally the guy comes out from ahead, and I'm looking around, and he tells me to stop. And I noticed where I was, and I was like, this is a spot, almost like he wanted me to stop right here because I couldn't easily do like a 3-point turn or anything. If I went a little more forward, I could do a 3-point turn. If I backed up a little bit, I could do a 3-point turn. But right here, I realized it. He was maybe 20 yards ahead of me, and I realized it. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I like backed up a little bit to a point where I could kind of do a 3-point turn. And he's like, no, come forward a little bit. And I was like, nah, man. I shouldn't have even let him get close to the truck. but I was also in the moment of like, I don't want to spook him, I guess, because I don't want him to like pull out a gun and start shooting through the windshield or whatever. You know, obviously, whenever you walk up or drive up on a place like this, they know it like the back of their hand. There's cameras everywhere. They see you before you see them. And I don't know. I just was like, I kind of want to trick them, maybe be on their good side. I don't know. And then like kind of sneak out of here. But dude, I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. But for some reason, I let him walk up to the driver's side door. And I cracked my window. I didn't open my window. I think that saved me here also, or at least helped me. I cracked the window. And I say, where's the trailer? And he like looks over like behind the woods, whatever. And he's like, what trailer? And I was like, the trailer I'm here to buy. And he was like, what's up? I don't have a trailer. And then he was like, oh, boat trailer. Okay. Yeah, I got one it's back here in the woods. Come back here. I'll show it to you back here in the woods. He's like, you have the money? And I was like, dude, you don't have the trailer. He like points to this giant, I'm talking giant 30-something foot like cruiser boat, old, covered in mold and mildew, holes in the bottom. It's on a trailer, but the trailer's flat on the ground. No wheels. There's not even axles, nothing. It's flat on the ground. And he says, there's a trailer right over there. You want to come take a look at that trailer? And I was like, oh, dude, nah, I'm good. I was here for that 16-foot trailer. It's not here. Window's cracked. I'll have to like set up a tripod. I don't have my normal tripod right now, so I have to show you kind of like what he was doing. So he's standing here like this, like he has his left arm on the truck, and the window was cracked just a little bit. I think that helped me, man. And I also think that the microphone being on my shirt, just like this, it's usually just right here in broad daylight, whatever. Because he was sitting here and he was angry. It like almost like he was being like trying to deceive me or something, like come on into the woods, whatever. But then he did look and he saw the microphone on my shirt and his demeanor changed just a little bit. But I at least for the moment could see both, like I couldn't see the hand up here, but I saw it before he put it up there. I could see this hand for a little bit. But when he was saying come back here into the woods, he like puts his hand back here. And then from the time where he put his hand back here to when he had his hand back here, he had a knife out, dude. And the window was cracked and I saw it. I almost like, I wanted to make it seem like I didn't see him pull a knife out, but I obviously did. So, dude, I honestly keep getting angry because like I'm talking about it, I'm reliving it, I'm getting angry. Pulls a knife out and says, you have the money, right? Dude, so dumb. Like, excuse my French, excuse my profanity. I'm just saying exactly what happened. I'm about to say cuss words, but I'm just explaining what just happened. So cover your kids' ears, whatever. But the window was rolled down, and obviously I was already in reverse. Floored it in reverse, and I yelled out the window, dude, I wasn't born last night, motherfucker. You dumb motherfucker. And I'm just backing up, and he's like walking towards me, and I'm like, oh, dude, don't fucking walk over this way. And I'm backing up, but I have to be kind of surgical. I can't just back up because I can't back into a tree. It was very, very tight. And I knew that once I turn that corner, it's also really tight to get out of that gate. So I'm in reverse and I'm getting out of there, but I'm not going as fast as I would like to go. And I was just about to just put it in drive and just run this dude down. It's so dumb because, dude, but yeah, I just back it out of there. And I mean, it was hard because you don't want to take your eyes off of this dude, but you also don't want to pin yourself into a bad spot. And I'm just getting out of there, and I'm trying to like get out of the 911 call and get back to filming. But I finally get back to filming when I'm getting out of there. Nothing really set in yet. I would say I was maybe almost in shock in that moment, just trying to get out of there and processing everything that just happened. I get back out to the main street. I take a breath of fresh air. I'm kind of like monotone about it, very like anticlimactic about it. I do believe I was in some sort of shock, maybe. I've been in situations like this before, like when I was younger, some situations even worse than this. But I've actually never been in a situation like this on somebody else's turf, if that makes sense. Like to where they can just close the gate and I'm here for a while. I don't want to get into was I carrying a weapon or not. So I'll just leave that up to your imagination of if I was or not. But I would highly recommend to carry a weapon if you're going to do anything on Facebook Marketplace. But also the better advice is that if you're going to buy something on Facebook Marketplace where you feel like you have to bring a weapon, just don't do it. Just don't go buy it. It's not worth it. To put yourself in a situation like that, it's not worth it at all. So I'm not going to get into that. It's actually a deeper conversation. But so I've been in situations like this before, but never in a situation where, you know what I'm saying? Like they can just close the gate, things can happen, and dude, nobody would even know where I was. That's a rough situation to be in. Anywho, I get out of there. I try to call my wife first, just to tell her what was going on. Ask her to say a little prayer for a second. She didn't pick up the phone first try, so I just texted her. I was like, just say a little prayer. Just thank God that we're still here right now. I'll call you in a little bit. And dude, I'm not gonna lie, I drove in circles a couple of times because I was thinking about just plowing straight back through there. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20. Sometimes, like whenever the shock wears off, you get that aggression. You want to go back and you just want to plow these dudes down because they're bad dudes. They're bad people, and they were just about, I don't know, like the trailer was $400. $400. I had a little bit like more cash on me because I was gonna go buy something else after as well, but over $400, you're gonna risk your life, my life, dude. Because I mean, I don't know what else you had, but if all you had was a knife, dude, I'm not going down without a fight, brother. And like, I honestly don't want to take your life, you know. I want to go home and go to the park with my wife and my baby today. That's what I want to do. I don't want to have to go sit in court talking about why I took your life. And also, I'm just going to let you know, I made a vow to my wife before that I'll always make it home. No matter what, I'm coming home. I'll make it home. And I've never not made it home. So when I get in situations like this, that is what's like drilled into the side of my brain. It's like, you're going to make it home. No matter what. It does not matter. I don't care if I have to burn this whole place down. I'm going to make it home. And my wife knows that. She trusts that. I've proven that. So with that mentality, though, really, really, really bad things can happen. So once I got out of there and I texted my wife and things were starting to cool down, I just wanted to take a moment and just be thankful that nothing actually did happen. Now, obviously, the trauma of this thing happening did happen, but I'm just referring to, I didn't actually lose money. I didn't get stabbed. I never got out of the truck, so nothing actually happened. But just the situation that I put myself in, avoiding all of the red flags, every single red flag, more red flags than usual, I might say. I just avoided them all and I just went right into it. I just went right into harm's way. Like I said, dude, I know. If you look at this dude's Facebook profile, if you look at the address, if you look at where it was, I mean, dude, it just makes sense. Like, everything that happened is exactly what should have happened, you know? They teach you this whenever you're a kid, not to go back there. Don't go back there. I don't know why, but I went back there, and now I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. And everything that I do moving forward is going to be slightly different. I need to, every once in a while, I have a lapse of judgment, I guess. Things start to get a little too comfortable. I do like 40 Facebook Marketplace deals, and I start to get comfortable again and think, oh, dude, bad things don't happen. Well, they do. They do. Okay? If I got out of the truck, if I wasn't, I guess, smart enough to only roll the window down, if I wasn't smart enough to stay in the truck with the door locked and 911 on the phone, if I wasn't smart enough for these things, if I was dumb enough to get out of the truck, it would have been bad. And that's it. Yeah, that's all I had to do was just get out of the truck. And I didn't get out of the truck. And I'm gonna thank my lucky stars that I didn't get out of the truck. But unfortunately, it is gonna be one of those things that for a long, long time, I'm just going to be laying in bed and just thinking, if I turned left instead of right, if I did this instead of that, if I just all the what ifs, then there's a chance that I wouldn't be here right now. And it just bums me out, dude. Bums me out. There's bad people in the world, okay? Don't get too comfortable thinking that there's not. I mean, obviously today I went right up to him, but I don't know. I need to lock down on the safety protocols again. And I just had this whole video planned of the trailer and everything, but now I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna look for a better trailer, dude, I'm gonna like meet at a Publix or something, some public spot. But yeah, in a nutshell, I drove up to the worst place possible to buy a boat trailer. The boat trailer was not there, nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be found. But I was kind of in too deep. Do you know what a trap house is? It's in the like bad parts of towns. The trap house where like the dope houses are. They're called trap houses actually because of how they funnel you in. It's like a trap. Once you get there, it's not very easy to get out of there. That's why they're called trap houses. So, I mean, I went to the trap house today, got trapped, and a dude walked up, asked me if I had the money, pulled a knife out, and I got out of there. Thankfully, got out of there. Threw some choice words at him. Sent a Facebook Messenger message back at him on my way out, or like once I got to the gas station. And then, dude, called my wife, came here, boxed it out a little bit. That's basically the nutshell of like what happened. But I'm bummed out. I'm a little shooken up. Like I said, dude, I don't like the fact that lately, if I call somebody out for doing something, for some reason, like I get backlash for it. So I hate the feeling that like I'm also a target. Like basically what I'm saying is I call them out, they get mad, and they come to retaliate for me calling them out. So that's why I put that disclaimer in there earlier that would be a very bad idea, because especially around times like this, I'm very, very safe and very, very trigger happy. Rightfully so, dude. I mean, some people go their whole lives without being robbed, put at gunpoint, put at knife point, any of this stuff. Unfortunately, I've been in situations like this now too many times. And we got out of there safe and sound, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But yeah, I'm about to just call it quits on this Facebook Marketplace thing, dude. I'm about to just call it quits and just do the whole meet at the police station deal and only do deals from there. If you're curious, if I talk to the police, yes. They didn't do anything. They're not going to do anything. Houses like that, they just don't. Okay. I tried. They acted like they were going to come out there and do a report, but it's not going to happen. So all I can do is just push it out into the community, I guess. But I'm just going to leave it at that and put my story out there and just, I don't know, go from there. I appreciate you for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Or, I mean, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.